Well, hello everyone, and you are of course all very welcome to our coverage of the UCI Mountain Bike Cross Country Olympic World Cup racing from Val Di Sole, Trentino in Italy, one of the homes of mountain bike racing in Europe. Been coming here since 2008, and this little corner of Italy has never disappointed. My name's Rick McLaughlin, joining me in the commentary booth today, the first ever Olympic champion, Bart Brenchens. Bart, under 23 men's, about to go.
Yeah, always a nice category to watch.
Always completely unpredictable, keeps us on our toes in the booth. 21 degrees Celsius out there at the minute. There are a few clouds rolling around the Val Di Sole, but we'll keep you abreast of what goes on with them as the riders start taking to the front row of the grid. Vitone then for Italy. Big day for him racing at home. Luke Wiedmann, Thomas Maxson, Swiss Racing. One of the big talents from a big nation in terms of mountain bike racing. Joe Blackmore from the UK. Front row start after a good short track race. Young man making good on a lot of promise. Dario Lillo with the ice vest on. The overall points leader's jersey. Puff of the cheeks. Lillo getting ready for this one. Fifth in the short track earlier in the weekend. This young man, Riley Amos, get the feeling he really is yet to show us the very best of what he can deliver in 2023. Will it be today? Adrien Boissy then, third place in the short track the other night, and a rider whose name is on the tip of the tongues of many cross-country race fans around the world. Boissy, such an exciting talent. This man, Luca Martin, national champion of France, second place in that short track race, and someone that this course should suit today. 2 minutes to go until they're under starters' orders. It's warm in Val Di Sole. This man though, Carter Woods, turned up the heat. Took that first short track win of the season. Some serious firepower on this front row, Bart. And this is the beauty of men's under 23 racing, isn't it? Anything could and probably will happen.
Yeah, it definitely will. Here we see the start list again.
Woods, Martin, Boissy, Amos, Lillo, Blackmore, Wiedmann, Vitone, Rekdal, Rose.
Yeah, Ola Rekdal, that's the first rider of the second row.
Tom Schellekens from Holland as well. What can he do today?
Also second row start for him.
Zat Lukel from the Czech Republic. Strong in the first half in Leogang. Bjorn Riley, Trek Future Racing. Big star in the making there. Luke Moyer, the South African as well.
Yeah, the depth of this category, it's huge. A lot of riders, they can win. Hard to predict a winner in this category. And we see almost every time again new winners. Dario Lillo showed his strength in the last few rounds.
Yeah, Lillo in that red and white points leader's jersey and the blue shorts to the left-hand side of your screen on the number one bike, fast starter. Carter Woods, the Canadian, plenty of horsepower in the middle of it as well. Zat Lukel stretching the neck out.
One start loop plus 5 laps.
So they're under starters' orders now. The red lights will turn green, and once they turn green, Hugo Martin just adjusting something. And they are underway in Val Di Sole, Trentino then. Martin strong start. Riley Amos in the blue, Track Factory Racing on the number 14 leads the way. Beside him, Vitone for Italy. Boissy just getting shuffled back on the right-hand side.
So Luca Martin who is leading. Riley Amos, good start of him next to him.
Massive field of racers here in the under 23 men's race as well. Huge field.
And it's on high speed immediately.
Yeah, tempo always going to be high at the start of this one, and so it is proven to be.
Adrian Brachy now is leading. We see that the field is already stretched out immediately after a few turns.
Yeah, elbows out racing here at the start of the under-23 Men's World Cross Country Olympic World Cup.
And where the riders are right now, that's also the original course where they come back later.
It's Boissy from Martin from Amos.
And also a good start for Alexander Hudima, his nickname Sasha.
Sasha Hudima then from the Ukraine, riding for KMC. On his way to the front of this one. Look how many riders there are, Bart.
So many riders, field. So many different nationalities. Yeah, and that's
119 on the start list this morning.
And especially here on this part of the course where they are right now with these switchbacks, these hairpins. It's not that easy to ride next to each other, and it's immediately steep up, so it will be definitely a bottleneck for a couple of these riders more back in the field. And they will be, and they try to be in a good position, and there you can see it will be running for some of these riders, especially in the first lap.
Yeah,
Adrian Brachy now in the lead.
Boissy.
Followed by the national champion from France, Luca Martin, with the number 15 on his bike. That's not Alex Malacane.
No, that's not. No. Yeah, you can ignore that graphic.
Brazilian rider.
I'm sure Alex Malacane wishes it was Alex Malacane, but that graphic just might be wrong there. It's Adrian Boissy at the front of this one. You can see they're all off and running. The traffic jam has started. Always a problem in cross-country racing.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many. You have so many riders, and only just a few can be riding next to each other. And here already a crash that we saw also in the under-23 women's race earlier today, and also here in the men again. It seems to be it's very bumpy just after the start.
Really choppy surface, isn't it? And that can just bobble riders into one another, and they go down like a deck of cards. A couple of line choices here now as they head towards the top of the start loop climb. Boissy to the right hand side of Martin in the French national champions jersey.
Yeah, and these riders, they know as well if they are entering that first descent, they have to be in the right position. It will be stretched out immediately, so that's why they are battling all the time also on this part of the course. It's Luca Martin, who's the French national champs jersey. Yeah, easy to recognize.
Shelikins as well with them.
Ron Rayleigh, the US champ. All these riders are sprinting.
There he is, Adrian Boissy at the front then, ahead of Luca Martin. Shelikins on the 6 bike, left-hand side of your screen.
Alex Malacane actually with the number 12 on his bike. He had a good start too. He's around 10th position.
It's Shelikins.
Tom Skellikis who's taking the lead.
Martin, Lilo, Amos, Vitone, Hudima, Malacane in 8th. Lillelund.
Rekdal in the lime jersey from Norway coming down. And here you see how it is if the camera is positioned on your seat post.
Barroso Gomez with the onboard camera showing you how much that back wheel is working on these full suspension bikes. Carter Woods just scrubbing a little bit of speed off into that corner there.
Even if the suspension is full open, the mode, the lever of the suspension full open, it shows how bumpy these courses are.
And the speed the under-23 men push on at, it's really comparable actually to the elite times as well, isn't it?
That's Tom Skellikis who's pushing hard with number 6 on his bike. Luca Martin behind him, Adrian Brachy. Mario Lilo is leading the leader's jersey.
Yep, Shelikins, he impressed us in Leogang. Carter Woods just leading that little group behind him. Carter Woods, the big Canadian who took the win in the cross-country short track race earlier in the weekend.
Yeah, he was very strong last Thursday. It was Thursday evening in short track racing.
Really suited him that track, didn't it?
Yeah, very powerful rider.
We have Dario Lilo.
Yeah, the leader.
overall points leader, taken to the front of the race now, the Swiss rider. Fascinating duel last time out between him and Adrien Boissy, and Boissy just absolutely detonated on the last lap, and Lilo had no answer for him.
Alex Malakane with the number 12 on his bike, also for riding for the Trinity team. Tim Treutler, the next team, for the first time here on the first loop. Very steep, the gravel road up. The speed is high.
Really difficult to get any traction, any purchase on that loose ground, but
with a very aggressive style of riding of these guys.
That speed's high, definitely through that tech zone then, so riders can get technical assistance there, although they will not be able to get a bottle or feed. Schellikens at the front.
Yep, Tom Schellikens, he's on a mission today.
Back on the full suspension bike, we saw him on the hardtail in Leogang.
Yeah, for Leogang it's an option to ride the hardtail bike, but here in Val Di Sole, absolutely it's not. Here is Sasha Houdima, number 11 on his back.
And sometimes in these little technical climbs, Bart, a full suspension bike can actually help as well, can't you? You can get a bit of grip out of it.
It is, yeah. Most of the time, even they have it you have like a trail mode. That's the middle position of your lever, so it's an open. It opens the suspension, and that's how riders probably riding also on the climbs here on a course like this, when it's so technical, so bumpy. And of course, the setup of the suspension, the setup, the tire pressure, these little things, they are so important for a good setup of your bike. And riders and also the mechanics, they're working really hard for that in the last few days just before the start of the race.
Yeah, more so than ever in cross-country racing, really the spotlight is on bike setup because the speeds are so high now. Every little tenth of a second counts, and bike setup can be key. Carter Woods now on that number 3 for Giant Factory Racing.
Yeah, and a bike setup is also a very personal thing for Ole Rekdal from Norway.
There's Bjorn Riley in the national champions jersey of the USA. It's a good national champs jersey, that one, isn't it? Stars
it's always
there,
stars and stripes.
It's pretty cool looking.
Yeah. Everyone likes it. And also the leader's jersey of Dario Lilo, the number 1 on his back, taking a different line.
Yeah, that's the one that matters.
The Canadian one looks actually good too.
Yeah,
Carter Woods.
I'm into that. Yeah, Carter Woods, festooned in maple leaves. Yeah. As the national champion of Canada.
That's the final race of the year.
Yeah.
Mont-Saint-Anne, Canada.
Mont-Saint-Anne, what a cross-country course
Beginning
we have
of October
there.
it is.
I still have nightmares about having to go around there.
I'm wondering what kind of weather we will have that time of the year.
Well,
there's
an old saying in mountain bike racing, only one thing is guaranteed, it will rain in Mont-Saint-Anne.
And it's slippery.
It's slippery.
And very technical.
La Beatrice.
Oh, La Beatrice.
The famous descent there.
It is.
Massive boulders, and it takes no prisoners, suffers no fools.
But this course is also very demanding. Tom Schellikens is leading.
Look at him jumping down that little gap now at the front of the race.
Yeah, the Dutch guy. Andreas Vitone, here he is, KTM of Italy. I think he's the first Italian rider.
Schellikens,
let's see what these riders can do here on this probably most difficult part of the course.
It's really tricky that.
You've got different lines riders can use, and they carry on a lot of speed, so it looks like they don't have any problems with it.
That inside line is quicker, but you've got to be so precise with it. You've got to be over to exactly the right line to make sure that it counts.
And luckily it's dry. Carter Woods, here he is, the Canadian rider. In front of him, Sasha Houdima in the lime jersey from the Ukraine. But Tom Schellikens, he's leading. Luca Martin behind him, Adrien Boissy, Dario Lilo. And we have Rayleigh Amos from the USA. Andreas Vitone also, good start so far. Here he is, with the number 9 on his bike. Lilleland behind him. Schellikens is pushing hard.
Schellikens pushing
looking
hard.
Good.
Yeah. Luca Martin, we really have yet to see him shine this season. It feels like today might be his day.
Yeah, he's always fast in the beginning of the race.
Yeah, then just drops off
very strong in short track racing, but let's see if he can make it to a good end today.
same would apply to Riley Amos actually as well. We've seen him at the front of races, but then either suffer a mechanical or fail to shine really. It'd be good to see him.
I was impressed how these riders can riding that close together on such a technical course. I mean, it's tough. It's tough.
It's very easy in mountain biking to have the same crash as the person in front of you. You know, somebody just gets the wrong line, and before you're riding their bike and not your own, and you can bump into them.
Here we're on the hardest climb of the course, very steep, very long in that first loop. Brings the riders to the highest point of the course. Look at Martin, here he's leading.
Yeah, Lilo just moving across in front of Amos there.
Yeah, and let's see which line riders will take if they are entering that highest point.
Amos hammering up that climb now into third place for Trek Factory Racing on the number 14 bike.
Luca Martin is feeling strong.
Luca Martin looking good in the French National Champions jersey ahead of Adrien Boissy. Boissy going for the A-line. Oh, just having the trial. No, that's not worked at all for Boissy. You saw it at the top of it. He kind of had to trials his way into it, and then the front end went on him.
Actually, he did it quite okay.
Yeah, he managed to get away with it. I thought that we were going to see a big tumble there, but Boissy got away with that one by the skin of his teeth.
These guys are so skilled. Technically so
that
good.
has given Luca Martin a chance to just disappear up the road a bit.
A few seconds for him. Winding these drills very fast. He is Riley Amos in the second place. And now we have Adrien Boissy, and there we see that again.
Here we go. Just have a look at what happened to Boissy there.
Yeah, that.
Just the bike straightened up and so loose.
You
that
have
corner
to brake very hard actually if you are. Yeah, if you have done the drop, and there's not that much space actually.
You know what, Bart? He recovered well from that.
Yeah, he
actually.
did. Yeah, he did. And you see also how loose it is there, just in front of that big tree.
I wonder if that A-line is just too blown now. That looks so soft and duffy that it might actually be.
The ground is too soft. It doesn't stick together anymore. No. So every time riders are coming there, braking, then it's get worse and worse.
It's your worst nightmare on a mountain bike whenever you arrive already heavily on the brakes into something really, really loose, because you lose control. But one man not losing control at the front of this one, Luca Martin, is tapping away at the front of it. Riley Amos giving chase, and he's bringing Adrien Boissy with him.
And you have Dario Dario Lilo, fourth place he is.
Dario Lilo, we want to bring these two in front of him back into touch.
After the descent, the gaps are there.
Oh, the pace is high at the front.
Yeah, the pace is very high. Look at Martin pushing hard here. Back over his shoulder. Two more riders coming. And a small gap to Dario Lilo. Yeah, already very early in the race. Very fast.
Martin, Boissy and Amos together again at the front. Then they're going to go up this extremely steep climb up to the right-hand side of your shot there.
Yeah, and the riders will feel that in their legs after pushing hard on the flat part, and suddenly the climb starts very steep. 7 seconds for Dario Lilo.
Yeah, it looks like Lilo will make it across to these three at the front.
Yeah, he knows that he has to do it. He will do it.
High.
Yeah, look at Martin, he's pushing really hard in the beginning of this race. The French guy behind him.
Chelikins in 5th currently. There he is in shot now.
Yeah, Carter Woods. Tobias Lillelund. Denmark, 16
another fast
seconds.
Dane.
Yep.
We saw an extremely fast Danish rider do the business. And the under-23 women's race earlier on today. Can Leland now get himself to the front of this one? Double up to Denmark, but
Track Future Racing is riding. Tobias Lillelund. Rekdal. Norway in the lime jersey.
Rekdal's having a good season, Bart.
Yeah, strong in short track racing. And also in cross country, he's getting better and better every time.
He's ahead up this climb now, and still got Martin out in front. Do you think Boissy will be happy to let him do some work?
I think so, yeah. I think now with this pace, it's very high. Luca Martin is pushing. I'm wondering if he can make it for the rest of the race, but it seems to be he's feeling strong. He's doing all the work. Lilo was not able to close that gap that quick.
No.
6 seconds.
Just in one of those last shots, I thought the pace was there that he would be quickly back across to it, but seems to have stalled a little bit, Lilo, in his attempts to get back over. 6 seconds the gap. Let's keep an eye on that one. The chasing group led by Schelikens, 14 seconds back now for Martin.
Yeah, I mean the gaps stay like more of the same. Carter Woods is in that chasing group too, and Tobias Lillelund.
Yeah, they've stabilised a wee bit, haven't they?
You can see here also, look him up there, he's the guy who's pushing. Really Amos on the back. Into that descent, which brings the riders back to the finish line.
Into this super fast rock line descent. Jump on board the drone now and you'll see this really chattery rock section coming up.
Yeah, half of it is newly built.
Martin
made
jumping
it a bit
into
wider.
That.
It's crazy.
Fast bar, really fast. How quickly did they go down there? Lilo through it safely.
Yeah, Lilo almost back to the leaders. And then that bridge is new too.
Yeah, and then
the first one, and then there's another bridge. This is the second one.
And then once you come off this one, you really are onto that slower going, choppier ground. You see the seat just popping up from Boischet, uses that dropper post to get back into the saddle, takes a gel by the look of it.
Taking a gel. Look at Martin already after 1.5 lap they have done. And it gives these riders the opportunity to come back again. Ayo Lilo. Carter Woods, Canadian champion. Into the tech feed zone for Riley Amos. And actually only the tech feed zone, that lane where they are in right now.
Yep.
They can have the technical assistance or like the feeding.
Boischet leading Martin across the line. Carter Woods cooling down, so it is getting warm out there.
So it's Tom Schelikens who wasn't into that tech feed zone, so he's not able to took everything.
Temperatures today predicted to be around 25 degrees Celsius. It has dropped a little bit from this morning.
It's cloudy now again. Some open blue sections, but mostly cloudy. So
it can swing so wildly in weather here, though.
Yeah, when the sun is out, it's warm immediately.
So hot, yeah.
It's so hot. Yeah, 25 degrees they expect, and that's warm.
And
for these guys.
The tracks here in Val Di Sole, Trentino, they can move back and forward with grip depending on what the weather is doing. As we saw on the downhill yesterday, we were treated to two absolutely belting races in the elite women and elite men's race. Check out the highlights for those when you can. But we saw the rain arrive during the elite men's race, which kind of just made the track really difficult going. And all of a sudden, it stopped raining. It baked for 10 minutes or so, and it was perfect. And time started tumbling. Downhill racing at its best and unpredictable. Lilo is with Carter Woods now, trying to get onto the back of this lead group.
Not able to close that gap.
Will they know that Lilo's back there, Bart? Will they know that he's a danger man and they need to keep pushing on?
Yeah, I think so. So they're really pushing hard, these three. They know that Lilo has been in a good shape. It has been 2 weeks ago since Leogang, but anyway, they know as well that's a dangerous man, and also he's having the leader's jersey, so they're working hard for their points, for the overall standings.
What will that performance last time out from Boischet do for his confidence though against Lilo? Because he attacked early on that climb and he made it stick, and it was the first real bit of weakness we'd seen from Lilo this season.
It was, yeah. I think Lilo, he did a stage race on the road, which makes him a lot stronger. Also, his hometown race in Lensheide, of course. He's living in Davos, not far from that. That motivates him, of course, as well. And it looks like that the form is a little bit off at the moment, so not that strong anymore as he was some weeks ago. But yeah, these guys, they will take the opportunity to take a World Cup win. Adrien Boischet, he's a very high talented rider.
Adrien Boischet in that distinctive kit of Trinity Racing. Bikes and kit always absolutely on point for Trinity. Lilo now 17 seconds back, so they've gone backwards by 5 seconds slightly. Carter Woods is with him. Carter Woods, a rider we've seen a lot this season. He's he's comfortable to sit in a group and just let the group move around him and sort of head forwards when it wants to head forwards. And
Tobias Lilleland now is taking the lead here of the chasing group, the number 19 on his back. Tom Skellick is behind him. Joran Rayleigh with the number 7. And then Gui, Mathis Gui.
So Adrien Boissy still in the lead of this race at the minute, the Frenchman.
Yep, the two French guys are looking strong.
On the number 2 bike. Behind them, the Orbea of Luca Martin. They'll know each other well from racing in France.
Yeah, France always delivers strong cross-country riders.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jordan Theroux in the elite category.
We go back to the days of Julien Absalon, and they really had a talisman there for a long time, France, that really inspired a glut of young racers.
Yeah, and Tito Accaro, he won here last year. Cross-country race, so actually he won the double. He won also short track last year here in Val Di Sole.
Yeah, Caro, we haven't seen the best one this year. Suffered a wee bit with illness and a few niggling injuries.
Yeah, not his best season so far, it's true.
No, he came into the year really as one of the names we were talking about, but as I say, not
see how smooth these guys taking this technical part of the course. Carter Woods, he's coming. Also for him, no problems at all.
And that is the thing here. It's just Val Di Sole.
Yeah,
it's so awkward the whole way around, isn't it?
It is so demanding, this course. Dario Lillo a little bit more problems over here, picking a different line. Tobias Lilleland in Denmark, also no problems for him. And here is Tom Skellick from the Netherlands.
Tom Skellick is big talent, Bart.
He is, yep. Mathis Gui, also another French guy. Strong. Wow,
oh, Carter Woods. And that is what we're talking about. It's just so hard to get the power down on this really loose terrain.
Yeah, it's very soft over there, very dusty.
It's
also, I mean, not that good rolling, this ground.
It's really lumpy, isn't it? Really just awkward and not that enjoyable.
Yeah. Mathis Gui in the black jersey, KTM rider, the number 20 on his bike. Looking strong, moving forwards. 7th place. Technically a very strong rider too. Back to the leaders. These three close together.
They are. Still Boissy at the front doing a lot of work early in this race, Adrien Boissy, but as I say, arrives here riding on a wave of confidence, having beaten Dario Lillo in Leogang on a really tough climbers course. Boissy was 3rd in the short track earlier in the weekend by just 2 seconds, so was right in it up until the death. Really riding into some absolutely sensational form, Adrien Boissy, but we can see Martin now take a dig at the front.
Yeah, he likes to ride his own line. He's coming to the front again. Maybe he's feeling a bit stronger in the descent, so that's why he likes to be in the first position.
Riley Amos for the USA, a huge talent, and somebody we've seen him have mechanicals earlier in the season. He blew that tyre off the rim, and he just, I think, is someone who gets caught up in the race and pushes past the mechanical limits.
All these three now taking the outside line, the B line.
I think that's the one now, Bart.
Not for Carter Woods.
Carter Woods.
Actually, looks like he's coming back to the leaders on his own. So Dario Lillo, see where he is. He was with him. But now he dropped back a little bit, so he lost a little bit more time.
I don't think there's much left of that A-line, you know. I think you're rolling the dice a wee bit for very minimal gains.
And if you have been watching, are these guys still doing it? Lillo does it, Tobias Lilleland does it.
Yeah, they're all through it safely
as well.
I think you're talking about very small gains, though.
Yeah, but it comes down to small gains these days.
That is a fair point, Bart.
Especially when it comes down to the final laps, and the riders are still that close together. Then, yeah, they will take every risk and every shortcut what's possible.
What's going on with Lillo here, Bart? He's further back than we're used to seeing him in this race.
Yeah, not his best day today.
We are at the end of, for a lot of these riders, a 6-week block of racing, though, aren't we?
Even the Swiss riders, they had their national championships.
That's right, yeah.
So even for them. And the French riders, actually, they have their national championships next week. And for the young guys, the European championships are on the same day. He has a flat tire,
yeah,
I think.
Well, just as I said, Riley Amos.
Riley Amos, I think a rear flat here.
That Pirelli going flat on him.
Yeah.
Just shouting over
That's
the
a
team.
shame. Still a long way for him before he entering that tech zone. Probably he has a insert in it, so he can ride his bike for a longer time.
So Hugo Martin just jettisoning a bottle there, getting ready to take a fresh one in the tech feed zone. But we are going to be treated to a wheel change here by Track Factory Racing.
Rear tire, very soft.
Very, very soft, yeah.
And it might be that he burped his tire as well in one of these corners, so that,
maybe
he lost some air, but that is not completely flat.
You can just separate the tire from the rim, which just can let a little bit of air out. It's known as colloquially as a burp. A lot of the cross-country racers running a tire insert to, as we always say, sort of like if you imagine a pool noodle inside the tire. On the rear tire only, due to weight. So that is why he has been able to continue to ride on. He's probably on that insert as we speak, but yeah, it's pretty miserable going, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
so easy to damage a wheel.
Especially now also the resistance is so much higher. But he's still on his bike, still riding. He doesn't lose that much time. But at least these two French guys are not waiting at all for him. 8 seconds.
No, the team will be ready for him to come in.
And Carter Woods will overtake him immediately. Yes, he does. We've seen it as well. Let's see how flat it is, how soft it is.
It's not completely... It does look like there's an insert in there. He's not down on the rim.
No, there's still a bit of air in it. Marcus Gui, there he is in the black jersey. You just saw him. There he is, 7th place, 35 seconds off.
The KTM Factory MTB team.
Now you really lost a little bit of time. 30 seconds now already.
Bjorn Riley then just in shot ahead of Michels, who had that fantastic ride.
Yeah, Jente Michels for Alpecin de Koning.
Big ride in Leogang from Michels.
Teammates from Puck Peterson.
Yeah, and
Sam Gates.
somebody else, what's his name? Matthew van der Poel. Yeah, I think, yeah, fairly well-known cyclist, Matthew van der Poel, who we will see racing at the UCI World Championships in Glasgow.
Yeah, about 6 weeks' time, doing Tour de France at the moment.
Busy at the minute with a regional bike race in France, and then he will be heading to Glentress in Scotland to take on the UCI World Championships there.
Carter Woods, 6 seconds. Wow. Look at
Riley Amos.
Yeah, Riley Amos with his flat tire.
But that just costs you so much energy, Mark.
It does, yeah, it does.
And this is the thing, if you're new to cross-country mountain bike racing,
he's fighting hard.
He can only get this wheel changed in the tech feed zone right at the end of the lap, so he has to make it the whole way around the track before he can pull in, get a new wheel.
So there's one tech feed zone on this course, and there's one tech zone only. So in that first loop, there's a tech zone only, and in the second loop, just before the finish line, that section over there, that's tech feed.
And changing wheels is something these top teams will have practiced a lot of, because these some of the best in the world get it down to 12, 14 seconds lost. But it can also be a nightmare. You've got to, there's a whole process. You've got to get the bike in the right gear. These
rear tire, a rear wheel costs a little bit more time. You have your chain, the disc of your brakes. It's more difficult.
Yeah, it's tough, and
there's a whole axle as well.
There's a whole process. You've got to come in the right gear. As Bart says, there's a through axle that needs to be taken out with a tool. The rear mech itself has a clutch mechanism on to stop it banging around and skipping gears, so you've got to disengage that, and then you've got to put it all back together again. And it's one of those things, as I say, they will practice, but it's a lot easier said than done.
You have to be a bit lucky too.
Luck plays a big part of it.
Yeah. Carter Woods back to the leaders. He's taking his time. for a
Here
drink.
we go then. Into the tech feed zone. Carter Woods in third place at the minute in the Canadian National Champs jersey, having a good time here in Italy. Behind two fast Frenchmen as we wait.
They're all taking their drinks, they're all taking their water, their ice water to cool down.
Here comes Riley Amos, is in for that wheel change and does the right thing, steps away from the bike, takes a drink.
Track Factory Racing.
Yeah, one of the biggest outfits in the business. Let's see how quickly they can get him back out again. That's the old one out. New one in the right gear. Just trying to locate that rear axle. Pressured stuff this for the mechanic. Disengages the clutch mechanism. Axle in. Gets it in the right gear and Amos is back out again. Not a bad stop, Bart.
No, not a bad stop at all.
It's just keeping
the mechanic
calm,
was very calm.
Yeah, it's keeping calm's the big
Yeah,
one. We saw
that's the most.
We saw Ronja Blurtlinger have an absolute nightmare earlier on the season, and Lenderheide was it whenever she came in with a similar problem, and she missed the pit box, and then
yeah, he lost more than 30 seconds in that tech zone.
And then the mechanic
46 back now for Riley Amos, 13th place he is.
Mechanic had problems getting the axle back in, Blurtlinger back in, but that was good for Track Factory Racing. But as Bart says, 30 seconds head down the road. Carter Woods is at the front of this one, in third spot now for Giant Factory Racing. But you can see how mercilessly fast the pace of Hugo Martin is at the front. Luca Martin, excuse me. Boishy is with him in that Technicolor Trinity kit.
Strong ride for Carter Woods to come back to the leaders.
Boishy on a plain black Specialized bike. Normally we see the Trinity Racing team on the multicolored sort of bright pink bikes. I wonder if maybe he's broken one of the custom painted ones, or
okay, like here is Alex Malacan, also a Trinity team. He has that full colored bike.
Yeah. So there's Riley Amos now working his way 48 seconds back, having been right at the front and then getting that rear flat.
Yeah, it's getting more difficult for him, especially now he's caught up by some other riders, so he will find continuing with that rhythm of them. It's not easy at all to do his own race and overtaking riders all the time. So now he's into in between many of other riders. Alex Malacani, he's in front of him, the other Trinity rider.
Sometimes Bart, it can just inspire a bit of anger.
Yeah, if you can overtake, like a Pac-Man.
Yeah, like Pac-Man.
Yeah, that's how they call it, Pac-Man racing.
Yeah, gobble, gobble, gobble. He's way on his way to the front. Martin, Boishy, Woods are your top three. Riley Amos with that rear puncture was right with him. Let's see if he can, as Bart says, do the Pac-Man.
But this is interesting. These three, they go fast. No problems at all for these three on a course like this here in Val Di Sole, which is a very technical course, a very demanding course, a lot of climbing involved, technical parts. Also, you need to have the power on that second loop. Different lines, Carter Woods.
Carter Woods is staying with these two, though. Martin looks strong today.
Yeah, he looks strong today, yeah. He does. Pushing a lot of effort into this race. And on each climb again. Pushing the hammer down.
So another Frenchman, Mathis Gray.
Yeah, Mathis Gray, yeah.
Now in 30 seconds back.
KTM Factory mountain bike team, he's riding. Strong ride, he is on 4th place.
On
Let's see where he is. Here. He's at the number 3, now we are waiting for the 4th rider. And here on that technical part.
Really strong for there, Martin.
Oh, he knows that he's strong on these sections.
You need to go all the way up to the left-hand side there. Oscar Size, the technical coach for Giant Factory Off-Road, just lurking in the undergrowth there, keeping a good eye on his team rider, who's currently in 3rd. Oscar, very, very successful racer himself.
Oscar Size.
You see him scampering up the side of the track there, letting Carter know what's going on. You can see the radio in his hand. These top teams will have spotters all around the course, letting their athletes know the time gaps and how things are looking behind them.
And even sometimes during the race, lines are changing as well. So yeah, what's a good line in the beginning of the race might be there might come some quicker lines. Jente Michiels, here he is.
Jente Michiels, yeah. Neither of these lines particularly pleasant through here.
Yes, Vitona from Italy.
Vitona, we saw him look very, very strong at the front of races early in the year. He'd dearly love to get to the front of this one in front of his home crowd, but Martin now, that looks to be a gap behind him.
Yeah,
Boishy.
it shows how fast he is in that descent. So there's now some work to do here for these guys. Yeah.
Boishy.
And it costs all the time some extra energy.
It's just all about burning matches.
Yeah, it's Adrien Brochy now. He has to push a little bit harder. And it was Luca Martin who opened the gap actually easily in that descent. Well, easily, it's not an easy job at all.
No, well, everything's relative, isn't it?
Relative, yeah.
It's great.
On the 4th place.
That's the second tech zone then, but no feeder bottles there, just technical support.
That's Lillelund, he's on 5th. And we have Dario Lillo now on 6th place. Jente Michiels in 7th. Joran Reilly is there, and the US champ.
And here is that gap at the front then.
Paul Schell, the German rider.
Look at Martin.
9th place.
You can see the teeth gritting at the minute, Bart.
Yeah, but he does that all the time here on this climb. Pushing really hard. He's feeling strong. 8 seconds. 8 seconds.
This is the strongest we've seen Carter Woods look in an Olympic race. In a longer distance this season. Both of them taking the B line there.
Yeah, they know as well. The A line, it's possible to do, but it's also a little bit of a risk. And it goes wrong.
It does. It can go wrong down there, as Boishy found out to his peril. And that too.
And also, especially because you are reaching your highest heart rate on the highest point of the course after that big climb, and then you have to make that technical section over there. It's not an easy thing to do.
No, it is.
You can do it if you are fresh. If you are exhausted, it's getting more difficult.
It is one of the things that I think a lot of people, if they're new to cross-country racing, will struggle to grasp just how difficult these courses are to ride and how difficult decisions are to make whenever your heart rate is at the height that these guys are. It's bike riding suddenly becomes quite difficult. Like, you know, little descents that you'd normally tip into without too much thought. Processing all the information around you becomes tough. So 8 seconds then is the lead of Martin. Martin Gouet.
Yeah,
43 seconds back and forth.
It means he's pushing hard. Look at Martin. I think it'll be a factory team.
Now you can see that gap on your screens. That's what it looks like.
It's not that big.
It's not that big, but it's not small either.
No, but you have to close it first. He's pushing hard all the time. See the expression on his face. Adrien Brochy with Carter Woods.
Woods looks happy to let Boishy do the work here.
Do the work here, yeah. That's how it is. And you can save some energy here on sections like this if you sit just behind someone. You can save a little bit for the next climb. Also a little bit of time to drink, to recover, and then the climb starts. If you are pushing too hard on the flat, you will feel it immediately when the climb starts, and then the rider behind you will overtake you immediately.
Yeah, it's a tough sport, and as we always say, it's very, very hard to make time in cross-country mountain bike racing.
Really, Amos now in 12th place.
Going well. Amos, 1 minute 10 now, back off the leader, Martin.
With Mario Bear in front of him.
That's not a bad combo. Those two should be able to work together, both on treks.
Mario Bear, a very strong climber from Austria.
Mario Bear on the Trek Future Racing setup as well.
Yeah.
So the satellite team really of...
and Tobias Lillelund, he's on 6th place. His teammate from Trek Future Racing.
Riley Amos's Trek Factory Racing setup. So they should be able to work together as a team. Winch their way back onto the leaders.
Carter Woods. Woods, who's leading now.
Carter Woods, having us just said that, has obviously heard us and got past Boishy. Show us that he is going to have a dig at the front of it. Luca Martin, though, flying up that climb.
Oh, he does. Actually, this is a climb, and see how fast they are going here on this part.
I think the word has maybe got through to these two that they need to start reeling the Frenchman back in.
Carter Woods and Ray Amos. This is the number 4. That is Gui, the number 20 on his bike.
Having a great ride, Gui.
Yeah. But also that Jason group. Look at them.
You can see the red and white jersey and third wheel here in the blue shorts and the number 1 bike of Dario Lillo.
Yeah, Paul Schell here, the German rider. 10th place.
Lillo led the points race in that jersey.
Ray Amos also, he's coming back with Mario Beer in front of him to that chasing group.
It's showing,
getting big, that chasing group.
Big heart, Riley Amos here on the number 14. After that flat tyre, working his way back through.
Seconds, it still is.
Washi and Woods trying to find an answer for a problem like Luca Martin.
Yeah, it's difficult.
There is Martin.
Oh, he's pushing so hard.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Touch of the Nino Schurters and Lenzerheide here. He's just seems to be attacking everywhere.
Yeah, attacking the course. And I think he loves these descents, these technical descents, these rock gardens, flying into these.
They really are. If you're used to riding a trail bike or an enduro style of mountain bike, descending on these cross-country bikes, a completely different experience. The bars are so low, the tire pressures are low, the tires themselves are so relatively untreaded, and little suspension and tiny brakes, and it really is an art form.
Carter Woods and Adrian Raji chasing hard.
Yeah, Woods just gapping Boishy slightly on that descent, so I'm sure Boishy will get back to him now on the flat, bottom of this valley. Val Di Sole Trentino, an absolute classic in terms of mountain bike racing venue. He's been coming here since 2008.
The 15th year.
15th year. There is somebody dressed like a big apple wandering about outside our commentary booth. I think that apple's been here for 15 years as well. But
yeah, this valley over here is famous about the apples.
They love apples around here, they really do. Luca Martin's been into the tech feed zone. Out he comes.
For a drink, for some hydration.
Maybe an apple.
Probably not. apple juice.
Maybe an apple gel of some kind, maybe.
Yeah,
he's going to unleash the awesome power of apples.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest to eat an apple in a race.
It would be a serious statement to your competitors if you thought you had time to have an apple. Just in the back of the jersey, maybe.
Yeah.
Halfway up the climb.
20 seconds. It's getting bigger.
It is getting
looking
bigger,
good for
isn't
him, for Luca Martin, but still 2 laps to go, so it's still up.
Yeah, we always say it, it's so easy to lose time across country
Look
racing.
at this chasing group.
Tell you what, there could be
riders
fireworks.
together.
There could be fireworks from this group.
Oh yeah, cool.
Under 23 men's cross country.
There's Vitone, the Italian rider in this group. Dario Lillo in that group.
James Mikkels decides he doesn't need to head in.
Yes. Especially in these conditions, I would suggest to take a drink every lap. He doesn't. Also, already Amos doesn't. His flat tire yet earlier in this race. Now coming to the front, the track factory riding.
Amos riding back through the group superbly. Riley Amos having suffered that flat tire, and he kicks on, doesn't fancy hanging around. And that's the problem, Bart. You get into one of those big groups, they can actually slow each other down by racing each other, and you might want to just break free and keep moving forward.
Yeah, they're slowing down each other a little bit. That's true. They know probably as well, a win is not possible anymore. That's more looking good for this guy, Luca Martin.
Not looking back, Martin at all, just cracking on for Orbea.
This course is so demanding, as you can see here as well. It goes up and down all the time, so much corners, there are rocks involved, loose corners as he is right now. It's hard to find a good rhythm on this course.
It really is, and it is partly to do with that really choppy surface, isn't it? It's just undulating, rocks, roots, it never settles for you.
Yeah, it's very bumpy as well all the time. Even on that start-finish straight on the grass, it's not a smooth surface at all. Carter Woods. The numbers 2 and 3 in the race with the numbers 2 and 3 on their back.
Yep, Woods just fiddling with the back of the jersey, maybe a gel or an apple or something in there he's after.
Another apple.
Mathis Quay now, having a really, really strong ride in 4th place, the Frenchman.
Yeah, it's almost a minute for him.
But here comes the Italian.
Yeah, Andreas Vitone.
Vitone and Amos now.
John Rayleigh in that group 2. And Jente Michielsen, the Belgian rider. Look up there, Rayleigh Amos. Yeah, Rayleigh Amos, he has been on the 3rd place before he had that flat tire.
Rayleigh Amos, this is a sort of a ride that a team loves, isn't it? You see somebody really fighting and giving their all, can really just up the feeling in a team regardless of what the result is.
It is. That's how it is.
Look at Martino still attacking, really.
Yeah, he's really pushing hard all the time.
This will be Arbea's first win of the season. And well deserved as well, really professional outfit. And there is the gap back to Boischi then. He's still in front of Carter Woods.
Yeah, coming back again. 1 second.
Vitone is
split time. 19 seconds.
The highest placed Italian in 5th.
Yeah, it's looking good for Andreas Vitone.
There goes Boischi.
See how dusty it is, how loose. Also very soft rear tire for Carter Woods. So
yeah, not much air in there.
To have a little bit more like suspension in his bike.
Down through this really chattery rock section. That rock at the bottom of your screen's been rolling around.
It's still there.
Since the start of the race, and of the only 23 women.
Loose.
Looking for whoever's going to dislodge it first today. But you're busy on the whole lap here, aren't you? You're really just having to choose a line the whole time. There's no asphalt section. There's no
time to relax
on
this course. It goes up and down all the time. And also these riders, they can see each other on many places of this course. It will help them to motivate themselves, or it will can be also the opposite.
Or it could be the opposite. Yeah, that's the problem.
Bigger. The numbers 2 and 3 in the race, Adrian Brachy and Carter Woods, working hard here. This part of the course, and then it goes down again. Up again and down again.
They're working hard, Bart, but they're still 19 seconds behind this man.
It stays like more of the same.
Yeah, sort of it's been fluctuating between 20, 21, 22, down to 19 now.
And we saw in the previous lap, it was on this part of the course where Luca Matteo ran away. A little bit of a gap, especially in the descents. He's very strong. But this Gui, he feels the pressure from Vitone in the back. He's coming closer to him. That's for the 4th place. Andreas Vitone, here he is. 5th place, the Italian rider. And then really Amos on 6 now.
Amos was up in 3rd position before that. Rear puncture and tire change. Wheel change, excuse me. Cost him.
Yeah, well, the numbers 2 and 3 in the race. That big climb. Steep climb.
As I say, in 26 seconds, our time and screen in the booth split behind this man. So he's still attacking and it's still working. Cries of Ale Luca from the side of the track. He tips into the B line on this descent, keeps it safe.
Also, that B line is becoming very loose.
And the B line's crumbling now as well. I think that A line's done really. I don't think it's much use to anyone, but through the tunnel now, my
drone, the drone also through the tunnel.
The drone through the tunnel. The drone's on the A line as well down there, on the B line, excuse me, as he just sets up high in that corner to generate a little bit of speed, and he'll carve around that right-hander, little pop off that rock, and then into the left-hander. Martin, great descender, just standing in the middle of the bike. Carter Woods takes the A line note and uses it to distance himself slightly from Adrian Boischi.
That's the difference in taking an A line and the B line. 2 seconds.
2 secondi gli è venuto molto bene. Questo è la differenza tra fare un passaggio.
I'm wondering if he's able to close that gap to Luca Martin. These guys are pushing hard.
Look quite hard, Riley Amos and Jens Mikkels are working.
This Grease still in front of him.
They're taking the B line. Oh, Bjorn Riley drops into the A line and blows that corner away. That might be the end of that turn.
But he's saved.
Yeah, he saved that as well. That was pretty aggressive stuff from Bjorn Riley, but got away with it. Let's see a replay of that, actually. Some information being relayed to Luca Martin. You would have to imagine that information is keep going.
Time for a drink. He has to. To take his time for that.
Carter Woods 25 seconds ahead then. 25 seconds behind, sorry, of Luca Martin. So all those attacks, they're adding up.
What about Adrian Boischi? Where he is?
Where is Boischi? Yeah, he's still in third in our timing screens, 4 seconds back off Woods. We haven't seen him for a while. There he is.
Yeah, still together.
Yeah, we knew what this replay was going to be. Bjorn Riley.
Whoa.
Detonating a corner.
Saved.
Look at the dust part. Look how it hangs in here in Val Di Sole. It's so dry.
It is. A nice shot.
Yeah, great stuff.
To the heels, the last rider of that group. Looking back over his shoulder. Group of 5 chasing hard. But he's squeezing. He's in it. Bjorn Riley Amos. This man is leading the race. Can he make it to a good end?
Carter Woods doing the work at the top of this climb ahead of Adrian Boischi.
Yeah, they still will see each other on some of the part of the course. And they will know the distance. Wondering how much it is. I think the race is still not over yet.
Yeah, I still think there's a sting in the tail for this one. Just trying to look at our timing screens. Lilo's in 11th now, so the overall points leader. Although Boischi will not be where he wants to be, which will be at the very front of the race, he is going to pull some useful points over Dario Lilo the way it stands in the overall competition at the minute.
23 seconds back for Carter Woods and Adrian Boischi.
Yeah, a minute back.
That chasing group. Riley Amos
now. Really has been electric today here in Val Di Sole Trentino.
Shame for him that he had a flat tire.
Yeah, he could have been a contender today, you feel, right, Amos?
Yeah, he was. Paul Schell, next rare rider, here he is. The German champion with the number 30 on his bike. And here is Dario Lilo.
There is the points leader then, on the number 1 in the points leader's jersey, but...
Yeah, he lost a lot of points.
He lost a lot of points over...
If it stay like this.
If it stays like this and Adrian Boischi can maybe get past Carter Woods and into second, I'd say Boischi will take that for a good day. Absolutely no catching Luca Martin today.
What a ride for him.
Pushing a big gear as well.
Yeah, he does, yes. He's strong, he's powerful, strong in the descents, flying into these descents, attacking the course.
All these top under 23 men, they're all big units now as well, aren't they?
Yeah, it looks like that you need to be powerful. especially on the cross-country courses these days. Of course, also the bikes actually they became a little bit more heavier because most of them have more travel, more suspension, bigger tires, more volume. That's also because the courses are getting more technical.
They're stiffer as well than they used to be. They've had to put more material into the carbon fibre layups because the demands of what these top riders are asking of them, they can't be as skinny as they used to be.
No, that's how it is. So yeah, most of the bikes they're around 11 kilos, especially not a full suspension bike with 120mm suspension. To have a bike lower than 10, it's almost impossible. Also, they're running dropper seat posts, power meter cranks, all that kind of stuff on your bike. It all adds a little bit of weight, but it means also that you need to be a little bit more powerful.
Yeah, Riley Amos puffs the cheeks out, drops the saddle, heads into this descent. Final lap then for this man, Luca Martin.
In a mission, but he's suffering. Not an easy ride for Luca Martin, but he's leading.
Well, Carter Woods actually leads the fastest lap time at the minute with a 12:35. Then it's Boishy, then Martin, then Riley Amos. Who else? Boishy getting a drink.
Here they come, the numbers 2 and 3 in the race. Back over his shoulder for Carter Woods. 29 seconds back, these two. Yeah. Looking around.
Yeah. Who's your money on between the two of them, Bart?
This group.
Between Boishy and Woods.
Boishy, Carter Woods. Well, Boishy normally very strong when it comes down to a last lap in short track racing. I think he doesn't have his best day today. Carter Woods, he came back.
It would be really useful if Boishy could get second place in terms of points.
I think I go for Boishy.
Okay, we'll see how that one pans out.
But also this chasing group, it's interesting to see.
You feel that somebody will have to attack in this group. With
Mario Beer now, who's taking lead. Riley Amos, of course, he must be feeling strong because he was in the top 3 of this race before he had that flat tire. So he might be in for the best result of that group. And that means a 4th place in the race. Also the Italian rider, Andreas Vitone.
Here we go then.
He will push hard.
Carter Woods out of the saddle, working away behind Adrian Boishy now. These two, it's been a cagey affair all race long, not really knocking lumps out of each other, but they might well start to now. Carter Woods would fancy making this a 1-2 between the short track and the cross-country Olympic.
Yeah. Could be. Still looking good. And they're using every second to stretch their legs to recover.
Look at the faces here.
Yeah, Mario Beer. With Jente Michiels next to him. There's Vitone here, the KTM.
Tony with the jersey open. Business time.
Yeah, Mario Beer.
Mario Beer, the Austrian.
Actually, I was out for a ride this morning, and around, I think it was 7:30, something like that. Mario Beer, he was already out for a warm-up.
Really? That early?
That early. I was really surprised.
Well,
for him that early already doing his warm-up.
You've obviously inspired something in him, Bart, because he's making a good fist of the last half of this race.
He's doing.
On the final lap, it is 39 seconds now, the gap between Luca Martin and Carter Woods, but the big battle is going to come between Woods, Boishy, and then that group behind them to find out who can grab 4th place.
Yeah, that chasing group.
Dario Lillo, your overall points leader, is down in 11th at the minute.
Yeah.
127 back.
He will lose a lot of points if it stays like that.
Luca Martin has attacked every inch of this track here in Val Di Sole Trentino.
Yeah, you see every race, every week again, different riders in front of these races. No guarantee for a good race. You have to work hard all the time.
Carter Woods. He has just attacked. He's attacked Boishy, and it looks like it might be sticking for the big Canadian.
If you're talking about a 1-2.
Yep, he won the short track. The man who's just left your shot earlier in the weekend, Adrien Boishy. Winner last time out, had a great time in Leogang, but it's not adding up for him this afternoon, sorry.
There are the chasing group with Mario Beer. This is your leader. Look at up there. Beer Factory team.
Absolutely scintillating today. Lined himself up for a big second half of the year.
28 seconds for Carter Woods.
Well, we said, didn't we, Bart, at the start of this, whenever they took to the start line, that we maybe hadn't seen the best of him yet this season. We're certainly seeing it today.
Yeah, it is. It is. He shows his strength, the French champion. And also, I mean, this is the last race of the first half of the season. The second half of the season, there's so much to come.
Yeah, lots of flyaway races in the second half as well, where fatigue and...
Yeah, a good planning for these riders, it's so important. Good plan of the season. And also to take good rest sometimes as well.
Yep. Well, plenty more racing coming up today, the elite women and the elite men. But we're getting down to the sharp end of this one, the under-23 race for the men. And it's Luca Martin who's been the class of the field, but we're now seeing Carter Woods, the Canadian, set about Adrien Boishy, the Frenchman, and he's put 23 seconds into him.
Plenty of support for him here on the sides. That motivates him. You can see it.
There he goes.
From the start to the finish, he's pushing so hard.
He has winched it on all day, Luca Martin. He's not slowing down now.
Not at all, no.
Look at the gear he's pushing up here, Bart.
I mean, there's a bit of time for him to play with.
Yep. Picks up B-line.
Absolutely pushing hard all the time.
Not looking back. Why would you? Carter Woods 24 seconds up the road. Boishy 44 seconds behind him. Mario Bear 1 minute 12 back. Jente Michael 1:15 back.
Yeah, Jente Michael's already had a good race in Leogang, the last race. And now even better, 5th place. Really, Amos not that far off, the second of him for the 5th place. Paul Schell, the young German rider. Andreas Vidoni, the first Italian rider on the 9th place. The seat goes down, foot out. Oh. Taking still a lot of risks in these corners.
There he goes, Martin, not slowing down for a second.
I was wondering actually if there was something wrong with his rear tire, but I don't think so. Because he had his foot out. Why should he have it?
Let's have a look.
It's still not.
Maybe. Oh. Yeah. So maybe just gone a bit soft. Maybe he's burped some air somewhere out of it. Oh.
No, something else is wrong or not.
There's an issue here by the look of it.
It is an issue. Yeah, front flat.
Front flat.
Front flat.
A front flat for the race leader then, Luca Martin.
That's even worse.
Drama at the end of this one.
Drama. Opportunities
And the
for
rear.
Carter.
The rear looks pretty soft as well, Bart.
But why taking so much risks if you have a lead of 30 seconds in a descent? And
Carter Woods then, there he
Woods.
is in shot. He will see the Frenchman coming back into shot.
He can go in for a double.
Look at Carter Woods go.
Yeah, he can go in for a double.
Carter Woods smells a double on the cards here, and this is what we were talking about.
Last Thursday.
This is what we were talking about. It's so easy to lose time across country mountain bike racing, and Carter Woods moves into the lead of this under-23 men's World Cup cross country Olympic race.
Drama for Luca Martin.
Oh, such bitter. What a bitter pill to swallow for Luca Martin. He's been scintillating throughout this whole race, but as Bart said, he just wouldn't stop taking risks. And I know what it's like when you're riding well and you think you've got this, but my goodness, he will regret that. Luca Martin left to limp home.
Adrian Brachy also, we will overtake him easily.
I think it's both tires, you know. He's off and running here.
Yeah, but a front flat, actually, that's the worst what you can have, because yeah, you can't control
steer,
your
you
bike,
can't control the bike.
but also rear looks also very soft.
I wonder if he's clipped the same rock. He's tapped both tires and maybe they've both gone at once.
Could be. And also maybe, I mean, that chasing group with Rayleigh Amos, Jante Michiels, Mario Beer, they are not that far off. It was like a 50 seconds, so...
There's Adrian Brachy is about to pick up a nice fat handful of points in the overall ahead of Dario Lillo as Adrian Brachy now goes past Luca Martin.
Oh, drama for...
such disappointment for Luca Martin after all he's given today. Well, this is mountain bike racing. It's a mountain
but that's
sport.
also racing, huh? You have to...
Yeah.
You have to control yourself too, huh?
Can Riley Amos ride his way to a podium? And yeah, look, both tires flat, Bart.
Yeah, also that rear. It's very,
that rear is on the insert,
yeah,
I
that's
think.
an insert, yes.
So a lot of cross-country riders not riding an insert in the front wheel, which is maybe why it looks flatter than the rear.
I think he hit one of the rocks in that descent with both wheels.
Yeah, must have done.
Yeah.
Timmy tapped two of them.
Mario Beer, Jente Michiels, and then we have Paul Schell, the German rider. Where is Rayleigh Amos?
He is not that far up the road behind.
There he is. But yeah, he's on fourth place. But yeah, he will overtake Luca Martin. I think he will.
Yeah, Carter Woods, though, can start to dream. He just needs to keep plugging away for the rest of this lap. Well, it's mountain bike racing and happens in the mountains, and anything can happen in the mountains, as we know, and that is just how fickle a sport this can be. Luca Martin, after pouring himself into this race for 5 long laps.
So Rayleigh Amos, he's able to make it to the podium with a flat tire earlier into the race.
Yep, just
now,
goes to show.
Fourth place.
Goes to show you've got to keep the faith and keep working.
But this is your leader suddenly, Carter Woods from Canada.
Carter Woods won't believe this. Look, he shakes the head at the top of the climb. Now he needs to be careful on this descent.
And he will. He knows.
Bart, it's difficult whenever you're in a groove and you're riding well, but you think Luca Martin just took too many chances?
I mean, the way he was riding on that climb, so aggressive. It means also he's like even more aggressive in the descents. And you know what mountain biking is. There are rocks everywhere. You have to stay calm and control. And he didn't do it.
Well, what a sport this is. How cruel cross-country racing can be.
That's Rayleigh Amos on third place.
Rayleigh Amos is in third place. Jente
Michiels is not that far off for a podium spot.
No, he'll smell blood. The Belgian. Riley Amos now. What a result this would be. A fairy tale ride if he could get third place.
Jente Michiels is very close to him. Then we have Mario Beer from Austria.
Luc Widman, not seen much of him today.
This is your leader. He's coming into the last corner to the finish line.
Here he comes in. Carter Woods, the big man from Canada.
Canadian.
He is about to do the double in Val Di Sole, Trentino. Carter Woods pulls the jersey down, sits up for the first time in over an hour. Carter Woods takes the win in Val Di Sole, Trentino, after taking the short track win earlier on this weekend as well. What a result for Giant Factory Off-Road and the big Canadian. He can't believe it either. Adrian Brachy, not his finest day, but he'll be more than happy with second place and a massive hatful of points over Dario Lillo in the overall.
And now the fight for the third place after Adrian Brachy, who is finishing second.
Here we go. I think Riley Amos has done enough. You know, I think he's managed to gap the rest of them. Amos sprinting for the line. Jente Michiels comes round the corner in fourth place. Amos sticks the tongue out, celebrates. That one took effort. Michiels sprints for the line then.
Jente Michiels in fourth place.
Great result for him. Ahead of Mario Beer. Luke Widman stops the clock in 6th place.
Rochelle, the young German rider, 7th place.
Rochelle in 7th place.
Strong ride. Disqui, 8th.
Disqui will have hoped for more today after that really strong start.
Oh, he lost so much places. Here he comes, Luca Martin. Oh, what a shame.
Luca Martin left across the line.
Eleventh place. Oh, for Luca Martin. He almost won the race before he had that flat. He was leading.
What a bitter disappointment for Luca Martin. There is the overall points leader, home in 12th place. A rare off day for him, a puff of the cheeks.
Yeah, he lost a lot of points.
He will be looking straight up to that board to see where Adrien Boissy came home, and he'd be disappointed to see 10 spots up the road from himself. Luca Martin,
look at him.
Cannot believe it. Vitone straight over to him to commiserate as well, but watch this for a reaction.
Yeah,
it's a tough sport.
It is.
It's a tough sport. Luca Martin, you have to feel for him, Bart.
Yeah, really sad to see that. But you have to stay in control also if it comes down to the last lap. If you have a lead, why not take it a little bit more precisely, more carefully?
Roll off a bit.
Yeah, there was time enough for him to play with.
It's easy for us to say in the commentary booth, but he attacked for so long that you just felt the fish was in the boat, and he
he almost got it. In one of the last descents, I mean, yeah.
Carter Woods then from Adrien Boissy, from Riley Amos, Jente Michaels in 4th, Mario Bear in 5th.
I'm joined by Carter Woods. Now, Carter, what a weekend. What a weekend. A day after Canada Day, a day after Jackson Goldstone's victory in downhill. I mean, it's a weekend for the Canadians. You did the double. Yeah. How do you feel?
I know, it's pretty crazy. That last lap, a lot of things happened. I was on the hunt for first, and then as I was cross-eyed trying to catch up, I heard like mechanical in the front, and I just started like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So no, I mean, I'm super excited, but yeah, bummer for Luca, but yeah, that's racing at the end of the day.
It was a real dramatic race. You know, tell us about that battle that you had with Adrien Boissy just before then.
Yeah, I mean, I had a terrible start. I was off running at the start, and then I worked my way back up, and Luca attacked sort of right when I got onto the lead group, and then I sort of took a few laps to see what was happening, and then, yeah, last lap I attacked, and yeah, crazy.
Well, congratulations, and well done for the double.
Thank you.
Carter Woods then. Celebrates Canada.
Yeah, Canada on top.
Canada Day yesterday. Some day they had in the downhill as well. Well, let's see how the race unfolded then. Fast start, as we predicted. Luca Martin, the national champions jersey of France, led the way. There was chaos behind him, deep in the pack.
Yeah, he was leading into the first corner.
Yeah, 120 riders taking a start here.
It was Tom Schelkes who was leading for the first lap most of the time. As you can see here how hard this course here in Val Di Sole is. And Luca Martin actually, he didn't wait that long before he took the lead. And he pushed a lot of effort into this race. A small gap immediately after the first descent. And he was very strong and aggressive into the descents all the time. Adrien Boissy, he was with him.
Boissy was at the front of it throughout.
Yeah, and also Riley Amos, he was with them after that.
Carter Woods fought his way back to the front then.
And we had a leading group of 3.
Through this brutal rock section that may just have been The race decided. Riley Amos suffered a puncture early on.
Yeah, a rear flat he had. He
Made
lost
the
some
change.
time. And after that, Luca Martin, he put the hammer down. It wasn't Adrian Brachy and Carter Woods actually who couldn't follow him. They were fighting for the second place when it came down to the last lap.
Last lap then.
These are the numbers 2 and 3.
The chase pair took
Final
on
lap.
some.
Carter Woods, he went away from Adrian Brachy.
And then
suddenly
the race turned on its head. Luca Martin was in big trouble with a double flat. Picked up on one of those descents. Carter Woods stormed past him, didn't have to think twice.
and then suddenly he was leading the race in the last loop.
Luca Martin showing just what a cruel sport cross-country racing can be. He was soon back into the clutches of Riley Amos as well. Martin
Also overtook him.
throwing everything at it, but just not being rewarded today. Boishy was second ahead of Amos. But it was Carter Woods who was left with the biggest smile in Trentino doing the double. Riley Amos kept the faith to hang in there for third. Jente Mikkels was in fourth. Carter Woods celebrating yesterday's Canada Day in some style. Let's have a look at the results after we see this reaction from Luca Martin, who was just devastated, understandably so.
Very disappointed he was.
There we have it then. Carter Woods from Adrian Boishy, Riley Amos, Mikkels, Bear, Wiedmann, Shell, Gui, Bertone and Riley. Then it was the man who led for much of it. Martin, Dario Lilo, the overall leader in 12th, Trudler, Leland, Baumann, Malacarney in 16th, Schelikens back in 17th. Van Dijk, Rechtal. Matt Wilson there from New Zealand in 30th. Zat Lukel, 33rd for the Czech Republic. Well, let's hear from Adrien Boishy now then.
Adrian, a fantastic weekend for you. 2 podiums in short track and today in cross-country Olympic. A very tough race out there today, but you finished second. Maybe take us through it.
Yeah, it's been after Thursday. I was quite disappointed with myself because I had good legs and I could have done a better result with the legs I had, but today I'm just super happy with what I did. I thought from start to finish, I think I optimized my race as good as I could, and there were just a few guys stronger than me. Actually, Luca punctured, so I could get for second, but yeah, I'm really happy with what I did today, actually, and I don't think I could have done anything better.
Tell us about line choice, maybe, because you made a tiny error in the first lap. I don't know if you remember going off right, taking the right line instead of the left line. Was that costly?
No, I don't think, because then on the flat I could catch up to Luca. Yeah, I think it was definitely really dusty, and I wanted to try the inside, and I think I was just a bit too much on the limit to do it, so then I just took the B line after.
That's right. Well, congratulations, Adrien.
Thank you.
Adrien Boishy then. Superb performance from a superb performer, and he will have helped himself to a nice dollop of points as well. Superb stuff from Boishy today. Not the win, but given where Lilo finished, helpful serving of points. Well, plenty more racing to come this afternoon as we get ready to get the elites on course in an hour's time.
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
Just had to run that one past
At
Bart.
least
It was
the-
still a bit
the-
scrambled from yesterday, but
The start is at 1 o'clock.
So, Riley, congratulations. You finished third here in Val Di Sole. It was a tough race, but you made it onto the podium. Just take us through maybe that final lap and how you managed to get into third place.
Yeah, man, I had a great start today. Was with the front group early, feeling really, really good. And I had an unfortunate mechanical, sent me back a little bit, but once I got the wheel changed and caught back on the front of the chase group, I just kind of focused on riding my own race. And last lap up the climb before the rock drop up top, I knew the A-line is a little bit faster, and I hadn't been taking it all race, but I knew if I went into the A-line first, I'd have a small gap from there to the finish. So I sent the A-line, got really lucky that I made it through smooth and just stayed on the gas, and I came up the last section of road and saw Luca with double flat and was able to pass him for the medal right before the finish. So super, super happy. My body was amazing today and had a great race start to finish, and one little mechanical maybe held me for the fight for the win, but third place is my best result this season by far, so super, super happy.
Congratulations and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Riley Amos in the wars today, but what a performance, Bart.
Yeah, and he was fighting hard also after his flat tire. Of course, yeah, you have to find your motivation back after that. You have to find your rhythm back, but he did it, and he made it to the podium.
It's early, of course, in all these young riders' career, but you learn a lot on days like that, don't you, from Riley Amos?
It is, yeah. You have to deal with these things, with these technical problems, a little bit of bad luck, but he managed it to the podium, and yeah, an excellent performance actually.
There he goes, just getting the all clear to get on the first step of the podium. Yes, you can, Riley. Superb result from Riley Amos then from the USA for Trek Factory Racing. Refused to give up after that flat tyre. Rode his way into third place. Adrien Boissy then second place today. He will be after the top step, but given where his big rival for the title, Dario Lillo, finished up, second place, not a bad effort either. Get ready for this then. Carter Woods for Giant Factory Off-Road Team, the Canadian national champion, does the double in Val Di Sole, Trentino. Won the short track earlier in the weekend and won the cross-country Olympic today. And do you know what, Bart? Luca Martin's bad luck aside, he kept himself in it. He was at the front of the race as well.
Yeah, he did that too. A superb race.
Carter Woods then takes the win in Val Di Sole, Trentino. The UCI Mountain Bike Cross Country Olympic World Cup for the under-23 men. Yeah, that'll do. That'll cool you down on a hot day in Italy.
Champagne shower.
Champagne showers for the winners. Yep, Carter Woods heads off the podium. Job done. He can head into the summer break. Happy with that.
That's that big apple way you've been talking about.
That's
Melinda.
another big apple, yeah. Carter Woods celebrating with Andy Vatis, the photographer, fellow Canadian. Boissy, Lillo, Woods.
Only 16 points.
16 points, but Boissy, crucially, is now top of the tree at the halfway point of the season in the cross-country Olympic pecking order.
Carter Woods on third place now.
Yeah, great result for Carter Woods. Malacarne in 11th, Blackmore in 12th, Zatlukel 13th, Trudler, Gui, Bear, Rectal, Punchar, Hudima in 19th. You really have to feel for Luca Martin. Absolutely dominated this race from the earliest of early doors, and then double flap halfway around the last lap. Trying to get this man back on stage though. Adrien Boischy needs to go and collect the jersey. He's been waiting for this one. The overall points leader's jersey then goes to Adrien Boischy for Trinity Racing MTB. One of the big talents in cross-country racing at the minute, Boischy.
Cycling, I think he
Cycling, yeah. The real deal. Boischy happy with that one. Leads the way in the overall points battle then. And poses with the winning bike. Got to get that shot, Bart. It's important. Keeps everyone happy.
Yeah, it's important to be proud of your sponsors.
Keeps the new equipment coming.
Yeah, I'm wondering too why he's not on his colored Trinity bike.
Yeah, maybe might have broke or cracked the frame or something, or just done something that.
Could be.
Yeah, he's going to ride this one off the stage. There you go.
No problems.
Youngsters, Bart, you can't teach them anything. There he is, Adrien Boischy though. Next up we have the big guns, the women's elite race, the cross-country Olympic World Cup. Here from Val Di Sole, Trentino. Start time 1 o'clock. We'll be on air before that. Don't miss a second off it. If this morning's races are anything to go by, we should be in for an absolute treat as it continues to get warmer and warmer. The wind is picking up here outside the booth, but we'll take it however way it comes. Thanks for watching all the action from the under-23s this morning. We'll be back with the elites just as soon as we can. See you then.